Hey there. Today, we are diving into a topic that's both eye-opening and deeply concerning: the massive profits made by major oil companies during a time of global crisis. I'm talking about the staggering $93 billion in profits amassed by 8 of the biggest oil producers in just 3 months. Yes, you read that right. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about the implications and the human impact. So, let's break it down and explore why this is such a big deal. First things first, the context. We are in the midst of a war in the Middle East, which has sent oil prices skyrocketing. Simultaneously, the climate crisis is intensifying, leading to deadly heat waves and extreme weather events worldwide. Now, here's the kicker: these oil companies are profiting handsomely from both situations. The data is clear. The 8 oil giants made over $93 billion in the spring quarter, almost doubling their profits from the previous year. That's more than $700,000 in profit every minute. And let's not forget the market valuations, which have swelled by billions, while temperatures and environmental crises have soared. Now, let's talk about the companies involved. Saudi Aramco, the state-owned oil giant, reported a 34% increase in quarterly net income to over $33 billion, despite its infrastructure being damaged by drone and missile strikes. BP, another major player, reported quarterly profits of $5.73 billion, the highest since the Russia-Ukraine war began. And it's not just these two: Shell, Equinor, TotalEnergies, Eni, Chevron, and ExxonMobil are all in the mix, raking in billions. But here's the thing: these profits come at a cost. While these companies are making record-breaking profits, millions of households are paying the price through skyrocketing energy bills and a rapidly worsening climate crisis. The impact of these profits is twofold. On the one hand, they are exacerbating the climate crisis. Carbon emissions from these oil giants are directly linked to deadly heat waves and extreme weather events. In fact, scientific analysis found that the emissions from just one of these companies could cause over 50 heat waves that would otherwise be virtually impossible. And on the other hand, these profits are fueling a sense of moral outrage. People are demanding that these companies pay for the environmental damage they've caused and fund a rapid transition to renewable energy. It's a call to action that resonates with many. Now, let's zoom in on some specific examples. BP, for instance, has been cutting its spending on green energy, reducing its annual energy transition budget from $5 billion to $1.5 to $2 billion. And it's not just BP. Shell has reported its second highest quarterly profits ever, despite producing less gas due to war damage. Chevron and ExxonMobil are also in the spotlight, with profits skyrocketing and criticism from figures like Donald Trump. But it's not just about the profits, it's about the responsibility these companies bear. Saudi Arabia, for instance, has been a major blocker of international climate action for decades, and its fossil fuel production has made it responsible for more carbon emissions than any other company in history. So, what does this all mean? Well, it raises a deeper question about the role of these companies in our society. Are they prioritizing short-term profits over long-term sustainability? And what does this mean for the future? As individuals, we might feel powerless in the face of these massive corporations, but there are ways to make a difference. We can demand that these companies pay their fair share in taxes and invest in renewable energy. We can also support organizations like Friends of the Earth and Global Witness, which are working to hold these companies accountable. In conclusion, the profits made by major oil companies during this crisis are a stark reminder of the challenges we face as a global community. It's a call to action, urging us to demand change and protect our planet. So, let's use this information to fuel our activism and make a difference. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the conversation going.